is Maya Heisenbuttel again, and today we are talking about adding assignments to your Google Classroom. So here's my Google Classroom. It just says practice because this is just a practice one. And the first thing I want to show you is right here in the stream, and it says share something with your class. I can share anything I want. This is an announcement. And if I wanted to make sure that my kids knew that this was something that was announcing something that I wanted to say to my whole class, I would probably go into and I just did a right click there, emojis and symbols, and I usually do a bell right there. And then I can put a space and it just puts it in as if it were text. So I can share an announcement with my class. I can go ahead and add files to it, videos, whatever I want. I can also click up here and just select which classes I want to make the announcement to. So I can make the announcement to all my students because I don't have any students in here yet. But this is what I use the stream for, is making announcements. And this is what the kids would see. And then if I want to make comments on my own announcements, I can. So to do an assignment, the first thing you're going to do is go to classwork. I always train my kids, the first thing they do when they open Google Classroom is go to classwork. So you have different kinds of assignments. So if you hit the create button, you have regular assignments, quiz assignments, questions, materials. You can reuse a post from another class, and you can make a topic. So the first thing we're going to do here is just make a basic assignment. And okay, so my directions to my students is to read and follow the directions on the document. And I'm just going to add a Google document because I want them to fill it out and then give it back to me. So I have selected a document from my computer. It is a Google Doc. And if I were to open it, you can see that I've already put together spaces for the kids to write in. So I train my kids so that every time they see a colored line like that, they know that they have to type an answer. It's pretty basic to just do a little worksheet this way. You've probably done it multiple times. The idea here is I don't want them to just view it, because if I let them just view it, then they have to make a copy and they will forget, and then you'll get 700 requests for access and everything else. So instead, I always just have it make a copy for them so that the second they open this assignment, their copy is made. You can pick a due date, any due date you want. And I can put points in there. I can also say it's ungraded, which just means that I'm just going to kick it back to them when they're done. Or if I'm like, no, I'm just going to say it's worth 100 points because I tend to do everything out of 100%. And so I just go in and said, well, you did 60% of it. And then I can give it back to them and they can resubmit it. I can also go down here and create a topic. I like to do this especially for distance learning. I like to do all my topics as weeks, and I'll go over that here in a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I can select up here which classes I want to assign it to, so just this one class or all 8 of my classes. I can also go over here to all students, and if I had students who are currently in this class, I could deselect this, and then go through and select the students I want to get that assignment. So this is a standard regular assignment, and then when I hit assign, there you go. You can see it's a regular assignment. So I can also make a quiz assignment. Quiz assignments actually create a blank quiz for you. Now, I can, if I'm using Chromebooks, I can click this button that says locked mode on the Chromebooks, which means students will not be able to open any other tabs on their Chromebook while they are doing this quiz. I like to turn grade importing on because that way I don't have to worry about it. Again, I can set the points. I can also set the due date because it's an assignment essentially, and I can select a topic. Now, to put things into the quiz, I would just click on it. and it gives me a blank quiz. If I change the name of the quiz here, you can have students type their name, you can set your requireds, you can, notice up here it should have changed and it didn't. There we go. So I've just created one question here. I also have other options under settings. If you're not used to forms, I'd recommend you go in and play with it a little before you get too far into this. But it's right there. And once I close this, it will come up and say quiz 1 here in a second. But I can assign it to all of my students, and then I just hit assign. There you go, quiz 1. So that was the first two, an assignment and a quiz assignment. I can also post a question to my class. Okay, so I just have kids answering a quick question. Do you like dogs or not? I can add a file here. Like if I wanted them to watch a video and then answer a question, I could add a video there. I can also let them edit their answers after they've done them, which I find sometimes is useful if I'm doing like an exit ticket right at the end of the period, because a lot of times they want to come back and do it from another class before the end of the day. Again, you can choose a topic and a due date. And you can make it worth points or you can make it ungraded, and then you hit ask. And it shows up here as the do you like dogs question. You can also post materials here. And then I can go ahead and attach any one of these. So if I go to YouTube, I have to put in the YouTube link for the video. There you go. I can select a topic, I can assign it to multiple classes, and I can assign it to any of the students in my class or all the students in my class. There you go. So there's my material. It says right there, I attached a video. You can also reuse posts that you've posted to another class. So it pops up and it asks me what I want, which class I want to open. So let's say I open up third period science and I want to post this chicken genetics gizmo assignment. So then I just click reuse. And notice it brings up all the original information, the name of the assignment, the explanation, the videos I had attached, the assignment I had attached. Apparently I have two. I have the Explore Learning Gizmos link. I have the Google Doc that I want kids to fill out, and I have the video, and it's all there. It says, hey, do you want to put it in the same topic? I don't, so I take that off. I change it to the due date that I want. And this time I'm going to make it worth 0 points, ungraded. So maybe this is an extra credit assignment. So up here, I did this chicken here the same way I did the bell earlier. I just highlighted and then emojis and symbols with a right click. So I might put in optional, because I don't want kids to feel they have to do it. But I put in optional. I can remove the due date, and that way it will not have a due date on it either, so they don't get like a little notice that says they're missing an assignment. I never put due dates on my optional assignments. Assign it. And now I have a reused assignment. So as you can see, you can use topics, which I talked about in another video, to help you organize your Google Classroom. So I hope this helps you with the different kinds of assignments that you can do. We will talk more in depth about forms in our 201 series.